Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Angela. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Before I get started, I want to go over my disclaimers. If you are in immediate danger, please call 911 or you can reach out to the domestic hotline at 800-799-SAFE, 800-799-7233. And for mental health resources, reach out to NAMI at 800-950-NAMI, 800-950-6264. And you can also text at 741741. With that being said, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. So today I want to talk about rejection, especially when a woman has been rejected and why she reacts the way that she does. Not all women react this way because they understand that some things may not last forever and people have a right to decide not to be with you anymore. And that comes from parenting. When you have children, like I said in one of my videos a few months back, that when I allowed my children to date, I didn't let it be so exclusive to the point where they felt like this person belonged to them. So you know, they could go out on groups and then they can go out and, you know, have relationships, but you have to understand that if this person doesn't want to be in a relationship with you, you have to be okay with that and you have to walk away because you don't control anyone. So just knowing that, you know, make a child feel comfortable and they understand how to navigate through life. So I did write down a few things. Why is it hard for a woman to accept rejection? So the first one I wrote down is she's groomed as a little girl to grow up and marry someone, you know, to have a family. And so at this point, that's all that's in her head, that she's going to grow up and get married and she's going to have a family and they're going to live together forever and have a wonderful life. So that's, you know, started. And I made it a point not to put that in my child's head, just like my mother, she didn't put that in my head. You know, I did talk to all of them about sex and how to protect themselves, but never once did I tell them that they have to be married before they have a child. I just told them how to be responsible. And number two, you know, they don't value themselves as an individual. You know, a woman is out here waiting to be picked like a flower. So her goal is to present herself for a man instead of going out and trying to find out what it is she wants to be in life. You know, there's no support there. They want them to get married and go ahead and be the best wife she can be. And that weighs on a child, you know, when you're telling them, well, you need to be married, you have to be married by a certain age, you have to do this. Even as grown adults, if they're not in a loving family, they feel that the pressure to get married, you know, so they go drifting from relationships to relationships, and sometimes they end up just hating the fact, because there's so much pressure, hating the fact of trying to find someone to love them or to be loved. And then number three, you know, they don't have the self-love that you should have. You know, if you're raising kids, you should always tell them that loving yourself is the most important thing. You don't have to find anyone to make you whole, because you're whole all by yourself. You can do whatever it takes to navigate through this world. And if you find someone, then you know how to love them and you know how to be treated. So it's important to give your children, especially the women, self-love. The girls, you know, teach them that they're beautiful and they don't need to change a thing about them to get a man. You know, nowadays you have so many women going in and getting their bodies did just to attract someone, just to be the apple of someone's eye, you know. And I was watching something on Facebook or YouTube, one of the channels, and this man had on his stomach a whole bunch of those little oatmeal cakes, and you know how they're made with the little crease and cracks in them. And in the caption he said, this is how women bodies are looking nowadays. So what that's telling me is, after all the pressure that's put on a woman to have a Coke bottle shape and to look really nice and a big butt and all that, men are going out of their way to make fun of it. You know, they're talking about the scars that this woman go through to get her body did. So it's important that you tell your young girl that she's beautiful the way that she is, and that you shouldn't go out trying to make yourself look a certain way to attract anyone, you know, because true love, when you find someone that really loves you, they're going to love you for the person that you are. It has nothing to do with your shape, your size, or any of that. So don't go and destroy your body, you know. And I'm a believer in self-care and taking care of yourself, eating right and exercising and all of that you can do. But when it comes to getting your body redid completely because you want to attract someone, that's a no. So, you know, a lot of women nowadays, I was talking to my older son a few weeks back, and he was telling me that a girl that he talked to was thinking about getting her body done. And he told her, you know, if there's anything you want to do, like lose weight or, you know, tone your body, he said, I can help you. He said, we can work out. He said, but to me, you're just fine. You shouldn't have to go do that. And she was really adamant about getting it done. And he said, I just didn't understand that. And I said, well, it's the stress and the pressure of trying to be the best woman you can so you can get picked. And he said, I didn't have a problem with the way that she looked. You know, she was fine. And he said, if she wanted to work out, because he works out a lot, he said, I was willing to do that with. He said, but I was seriously trying to talk her out of it. You know, so you don't meet too many men like that want to talk a person out of it. Some men do, but some men are all for it. But what was so heartbreaking was to see that this one man was talking about all the scars that was on this lady's body, to where he compared it to an oatmeal cake. So, you know, that's something to think about. You know, rejection is a really strong force to be reckoned with. It can destroy you, especially if you don't have the self-love. Number 4, when a woman is rejected, she sees herself as not being good enough. You know, we've all been rejected from someone that we was into and they just wasn't into us. And it does mess with your ego. But at the end of the day, if you have a solid and a strong foundation, it will not tear you down. You know, you'll get over it. You won't be stuck to the point trying to figure out why this person doesn't like you. What did you do wrong? You know, none of those questions should come to you. You know, there's reasons for people not wanting to be with you. And like I say, nowadays, be okay with that, and be thankful that Spirit allowed you to move away from that, because you probably can't imagine what you were going to go through. And not to say that all rejections could end up in abuse, but sometimes it's good to have that rejection, because there's a lesson for you to learn. And then number 5, when the rejection comes, it's to a person that's not healed or not that doesn't have self-love. It destroys them. You know, it crushes their self-esteem. The little bit that they did have, it crushes the self-esteem, and it just totally makes them feel like they're unworthy. And number 6, having that happen to you can just snap, and you could react with violence toward the person that rejected you, or self-harm. And so there is a story that I was watching. There's not too much on the internet about it. The person's name is Crystal Dansbury. This happened in Tennessee. I think it was 4 weeks ago. She and her boyfriend broke up. He didn't want to have anything to do with her, so she decided to drive by the house that he was at and shot the house up. These young people were 23 years old, you know, so because he said no, he didn't want to be in a relationship, she resorted to trying to take his life. And now she's in jail on assault charges. Thankfully, no one was hurt in the home. There was a small child that was in the home, but no one was hurt. But I said all that to say that when you're in a relationship and and it's not working, learn to walk away. If somebody tells you that they don't want to be in this relationship no more, walk away, hold your head up, and then dust yourself off and give yourself time to heal. That's the problem today as women. We're not taking the time to heal. We're getting out of one abusive relationship and getting right back into another one, to where if you're not the one that's being abused, you become the abuser. In this case, I don't know too much about this lady. Like I said, there's not a lot of information on the internet. Both families decided not to talk to the media, so there's not too much to talk about. So some of these things are just my assumptions on her behavior. But it just seems like she doesn't deal well with rejection, especially from a man. At the age of 23, she's ready to be committed and to give her all. So it's like she has nothing else to look forward to. There's no career, there's no having her own place, there's no enjoying life. She wants to be stuck with this person that doesn't want her anymore, and instead of walking away and holding her head up high, she resorts to violence. So if you have young women in your family or in your life that you have a chance to influence or speak to, let them know that they are enough, and a rejection is not the end of the world. It's people have a right to say no, and you have to understand that and respect that. That's the problem. A lot of people don't like to hear the word no. They don't understand it. There's no respect to it. It's just when you tell someone no, it immediately makes them go within, and they start to think, well, I'm not good enough. That's the only reason you could have said no to me. Not thinking that this person maybe is just not ready to be committed. Maybe see within themselves this is not what they want. They have other plans, and we as people, as women especially, have to respect that. I mentioned that they were 23 years old. You have older women doing the same thing, feeling the same way. Hard to accept rejection and just staying on or staying in a relationship trying to make something work. Like there was this article 4 or 5 months ago. This woman broke up with her boyfriend. Well, he broke up with her, and she comes back to the house and she shoots him. And these people were 20 years older than the couple. I remember her being 44 and I think he was 46. She ends up shooting him because he said no and he wanted to break up. And they look at it, well, she's got a hot temper and she's so violent, and which this woman was. But it always stems from being rejected, not understanding how to accept a rejection, and not understanding how to move on from that. It's okay for someone to say no to you. It's okay. That's not the end of the world. You have a lot to live for. You can continue to learn who you are and understand what it is in your life that you want to do at the age of 20 or 40. As my mother always said, as long as you're living, you're going to continue to learn something. So be okay with the rejection. Walk away and don't allow it to ruin your life. If you know someone that's going through this, please share this video. Help them as much as you can without putting yourself in harm's way. Like this video and subscribe, and I will see you again tomorrow. Thank you for watching.